Peace. So this video I want to make about um reconstructing your relationships and like how understanding the dynamics you have with yourself and your family shape like what manifests in your life and your world, right? So when I started my healing journey, it's like I had to go internal because it's like the more I started becoming aware of, I started to realize like, bro, there's so much chaos around me. There's no way that I'll be able to make sense of any of this stuff if I don't go inside of myself and start to like bring order to what I have going on inside of me, right? So I had to start meditating. So like when people say meditate, bro, it's like it's many different forms of meditation. But the point of meditation is where you quiet your conscious mind and you allow yourself to like just be without having like to attach to anything, to any thought, to any feeling, and you just allow yourself to be and just observe and just exist, right? So like this is the best way I could describe it, right? Meditating, of course it'll work and bring me peace and all that type of stuff. But I remember it was one time when I was meditating and it's like there was some type of switch that went off. And like I just slipped into this state of like, it's like I'm aware that I'm meditating, but it's like I'm completely detached from the world, and it's just I'm in this space of just like it's just calm, like just darkness, but it's like super calm. And that's the best way I could describe it. It's like this like just infinite calm. And that's when I really like started being able to identify like the ideal state where I could recharge, right? My energy. So when you talk about going inside yourself, like you have multiple selves. And there's multiple perspectives that people have about the different selves that you have. But like I'm talking about your true self, which like a lot of people don't become aware of. That's the self I'm talking about, your true self, right? So your true self is something that cannot be contained in this world. Like your true self is something that has to be integrated into your body more and more throughout your life. But you don't like really meet your true self until you transcend this realm. So like the life that we live is really a journey of really getting back to and understanding your true self. So once I started getting close to my true self, I started to see how all the conditioning and trauma and and like how could I say this? External influences like start to shape me and start to like, it's not even necessarily change, but it's like it starts to like mold you into a certain way. So like even though you know who you are, you got to express yourself in this way in order for you to feel like other people will understand it, even though like it's not the true pure raw expression of who you are, right? So like the more I started meditating and getting deeper into myself and really integrating that into myself, it's like I started to realize, like, bro, I really don't care about a lot of things that I feel like I need to care about, or that I think that I need to care about. And I don't care about a lot of things that people try to make me feel like I need to care about, or that people try to make me think I need to care about. And I also don't even think about certain things that people think about, and I don't even feel certain things that people feel. And once I start getting to my true self, I realize, like, bro, I really be completely in a different place from a lot of people, bro. And I always was, but like I said, like conditioning and societal expectations and all this stuff, it's like it kind of starts making you like get away from that and become more like this so you can fit in with these people, right? But yeah, like I really don't care about a lot of stuff, because like just who I am, bro, like a lot of things have nothing to do with me at all. So like once I started, realizing who I am and doing this, like the first kind of pushback or resistance that I faced was from my family, right? So, and this is like the biggest one and the most important too, because your family is supposed to be like a filter between who you are internally and who you are externally, right? So, a lot of people have issues with their family, bro. And the thing about this spiritual thing is like, it's people who are constantly saying like, oh, your family isn't real, your family doesn't matter. Like, you have a soul family and a spirit family, your family just NPCs and avatars. And that's not true, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it so real with you. Like, it's not true, bro. That's not true. And that comes from avoidance, and that comes from like ego, like excessive ego. If we are like spiritual beings or whatever, like we chose our family for a reason. And your family is actually one of the keys to like really ascending. And even on some like third dimensional stuff, when you talk about like really building wealth and like financial security and generational prosperity and stuff like that, is done through your family. Like all the people who run the world is families, because like there's strength in family. There's like actual blood ties and like and dynamics that are super important to who you are within your family. So if your family is broken, you automatically like are starting off on like a shaky foundation, right? So like once you start realizing who you are, like boundaries become super important, because especially as somebody who's super empathetic, bro, like, and the more that you start to bring your soul into your body, you start to become even more empathetic. So more boundaries are required, bro. And like, we all have different traumas and different things, right? But like one thing that I think a lot of people are healing from is like people pleasing, which comes from like a parental wound. And it's like a lot of people are unconscious to the fact that they're living their whole life based off of what their parents wanted. And that's kind of how you've been taught to live, but that's not necessarily how everyone is supposed to live, right? Some people are supposed to like set a brand new tone for their family that would change the course of the family, but in that you still have to honor and like respect certain familial traditions, because that goes beyond you. Like, and that's where like when people say like don't be humble and all this stuff, like, bro, a lot of people really don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. So like once you start getting certain information and you start like learning all that stuff, you really start to feel like you know a lot. But like once you reach a certain level, bro, you start to realize like I really don't know a lot. And that's when you really start to grow. That's when you really start to open up to the universe and actually allow the universe to pour into you. Because now like instead of thinking that like the universe owes you, now it's more like I owe the universe. And when you say like I owe the universe, it's like the universe starts opening up to you because you have a certain level of like, let me return to the universe what the universe has given to me, but that I don't know that the universe is given to me because like I'm not aware of everything that I am yet. So as I start to expand into who I am and the universe starts to pour into me, let me allow myself to receive, right? So when you start to realize how much you don't know, you start to learn and things start to appear in your reality. People start to appear in your reality. And you start to realize that every single person is a reflection of a different aspect of yourself, of your own soul. And that's when your relationship with yourself and other people deepens, because it's like, this person represents this aspect of me, and I could get this from this, like I could get that from them, or I could get this from them, and this person reminds me of that aspect of me, and you start to put all those together, and all those become like you, and they start to make you like be the best version of who you are, right? So boundaries become important, bro, because as you start opening up to the universe more and you start opening up your energy more, it's like there's a lot of people don't have the same access to their soul, and the soul is what powers your being. So like a lot of people, they crave like solar energy, and like when you start embodying your solar energy and people start craving your energy and people start like pulling on your energy and drawing your energy, it's not even necessarily always energetic vampires, but it's just that your energy itself is so light and it's so like powerful and magnetic and loving that it's like a lot of people can't help but to be drawn to it, and it's like that for a reason. But that's why you have to have boundaries, right? So like you really need to learn boundaries from your family, bro. Like you have to learn how to stand up for yourself. You have to learn how to give love and receive love. You have to learn how to have boundaries in the love that you have to give. You have to learn like how people display certain coping mechanisms. You have to learn how like people have certain attention-seeking behaviors, and it'll be your mom, it'll be your dad, it'll be your brother, it'll be your sister, and it'll even be you. And you have to learn this, right? First through yourself, through witnessing and observing yourself and observing how you react to certain things and how you act in certain situations, and then now you see it on other people. But you have to move beyond a place of blaming people and projecting, and get to a place of understanding and having boundaries, but also a place of okay, this is how I can shift or transmute the energy so that it actually changes, right? So like when people talk about like being healers and stuff, a healer is not somebody who like, there are people who actually do heal you, but a healer is more somebody who makes you aware of your own ability to heal yourself. So when they say that, they don't mean like, all right, if I tell you like you have, like if I tell you that how can I say this right? If I tell you that if you could put your body in a certain state through breath work and meditation and things like that, that your body will naturally start to make you aware of certain things. And as you become aware of certain things, like and you consciously work on them, your body will start to return to a state of knowing certain things that you can't be taught by anybody, and it's specific to you and your body. So like your body will start to tell you certain things, and the more you start trusting your body and your soul and yourself, like things will start aligning in a certain way, and then like you'll start to know like where to go, how to go, who to go, when to go. And the more you start doing this, it's like you naturally start like walking the path that you were supposed to always walk. Now, there will always be tests and stuff on this path, but every test is kind of like showing you a different aspect of yourself, and kind of like it's really like checking you, not in a way of like don't do this or don't do that, but more in a way of like, okay, you've made it to this level, are you ready to go here yet? So like when you talk about like, even when we talk about like changing the world and all this stuff that people want to do, it starts with you first and foremost. Then from you, it goes to your family, bro. Like you can't go outside into the world and think you could do something without having done it in here, and then without having done it like here. Cause like a lot of people want to like influence people, but like you can't even influence your mom to think a certain way. You can't even influence your dad, the people who are literally closest to you, who know you the best, who will be the most likely to listen to you. You can't influence them to think a certain way. So what makes you think you can influence a complete stranger? And yeah, people say like strangers are more likely to listen to you or more likely to support you, but it's not even necessarily that, bro. It's that because this stranger actually doesn't know you, it's like they don't have any reason, they don't have any agenda, they don't have any like attachment to you. So it's like just as easy as they'll support you, they'll be like, I don't give a fuck about you. But your family, who actually knows you, like for real, like fuck the mask that you put up on social media, fuck the image that you show to your friends. Your family, who actually grew up with you, who actually knows who you are, like who know that like you may pretend to be tough outside, but you're really not tough like that, or who knows that like who just knows who you really are. Like, bro, they don't care about like none of the stuff that you show to the external world. Like, they care about you for real. And it's crazy to me that a lot of people think that their family doesn't care about them. And I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm just talking from like a perspective of like, when you understand what it means to birth somebody, there's something inherent in that, where even if somebody like neglects you in certain ways, like you can't birth something without having some form of like feeling that this thing is me in a certain way. So even if maybe they don't know how to express it because of the trauma that they've been through, or like whatever, like you should never ever treat your family like they're just not important, because like that in itself is automatically telling your subconscious that a very important part of you is not important, and I need to let go of this core of my identity and go out into the world and be someone else. And that automatically like starts fragmenting your soul, and like you start losing parts of yourself before you can even put yourself together. So like it starts with you, then your family, then your community, then it expands. But at the same time, it always has to be focused on you, because this is your life. Yeah. Peace, love, prosperity, and success.